What's up, guys? I'm back for another YouTube video. I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite new gen villains, and to me somebody that people don't give enough respect for what he does and his ideologies. I'm talking about Tsukasa from Dr. Stone. Shisio is one of the top villains in my opinion, because everything he does is not because he's evil, it's because of how he was treated, and he is going to get revenge for the way he was treated. And his story is a little more unique than most other shonen villains in my eyes. Also, before we get more in depth, there will be spoilers in this video, so if you don't want spoilers for seasons 1 and 2 of Dr. Stone, because I'm going into what season 2 will cover, just click off the video now. So basically, if you don't know what Tsukasa's goal is in Dr. Stone so far, he's basically trying to kill all the older people. He doesn't want to revive the older people. He wants to either leave them as statues or destroy their statues entirely. But he will revive the young and pure-hearted people just to rebuild his empire and live off survival of the fittest. Because Tsukasa grew up in a time where he had a sister that was always sick, and he had no parents, so he worked hard for everything he did. He was known as the strongest primate high schooler because at night he was actually fighting grown men in a actual MMA ring. And believe it or not, he was actually winning most of his fights. That's how strong Tsukasa is, that's how determined he is. And a big reason to him why strength is everything is because when he was trying to get a gift for his sister, he went to a beach. He went to get some clams, some pearls, stuff like that, make a necklace for her. But when he was picking up stuff, when he was picking up the seashells and stuff, a grown-ass man came out of nowhere and said, "Hey, this is my property. You can't take that shit." And literally beat the mess out of him until the point where he was unrecognizable. That's a huge reason why Tsukasa does everything he does. So I kind of feel bad for him in a way. And to me, his ideology, even though I don't agree with his ideology at all, I do understand the point where he's coming from, which is why I like him. You understand Tsukasa's point, but you don't, even though you don't agree with it entirely. Tsukasa has also known Senku for a while. He didn't know him on a personal level, but he did know of him. And when he met Senku in the Stone World and revealed his intentions to Senku, and Senku said, "I'm not going to agree with what you're doing," Tsukasa's like, "If you're not with me, you're against me." So Tsukasa's like this, "I'm going to have to kill you." But he said in the anime and in the manga that I quote, "If we met before this planet became a stone world, you might have been my first friend ever." Which is surprising, because somebody as brute, as strong as he is, even though Tsukasa is brute and strong, he's still intelligent. He still relates to Senku in a way, because he's like this: "I respect you. You are a smart person. You are a determined person like I am. But in this type of world, strength is everything. You have to rely on strength. So you have to come with me, or else I'm going to have to kill you because you're not going to help me thrive." So he basically tried to kill Senku. And he thought he killed Senku. But Senku's friends, Taiju and Yuzuriha, came to his rescue, distracted Tsukasa and got Senku out of there, and figured out a way to help Senku even though he was injured. But Tsukasa's motives behind everything isn't because he wants to hurt the young people. It's not that he hates the young people, he just hates the adults that think that owning everything makes them better than everybody else. He doesn't like the entitlement of ownership. He believes that if you are strong enough to hold your own, you should be in control. Within Tsukasa's Kingdom of Might, as named by Senku, there are 6 distinct characters that are very important to how everything works there. First, you got Asagiri again, who ended up betraying Tsukasa in season 1 because Senku made electricity and cola. So that's why he left Tsukasa. But originally he was sent to spy on Senku, just mingle in with the villagers so that he could report back to Tsukasa, but he ends up just leaving Tsukasa because of the stuff that Senku could provide for him. Because again, he's a mentalist and he is basically looking out for what is best for him. Now in the manga, he's a different person. He doesn't do that. But Hyoga, on the other hand, who is the second guy I'm going to talk about, Hyoga literally is just ready to fight. That's his whole purpose. Tsukasa sent him because Hyoga is strong, he is fast, he knows how to fight, and he's great with a spear. And his spear is modified so it can move in a rotation at high speed, so it'll be hard for another spear. So for another spear user to fight him. And he's the only one in the show that could rival Tsukasa in terms of strength and fighting ability, which is insane. And he betrays Tsukasa as well because, again, Tsukasa's ideology backfires on him. Remember, Tsukasa's ideology is survival of the fittest, the strongest deserve to live. But Hyoga acts like, yeah, I'm stronger than this man. Let me take control. And that's exactly what Hyoga set out to do in Season 2. He almost did it too. But I'm going to get into what happened then later. And then we got Akio. Basically, he had one job. He was the sniper. He was basically the guy looking out so the troops can move and stuff. And if something's going south, he can shoot somebody down from the trees. And now we got Homura. Basically, Tsukasa's right-hand woman. Athletic. She's good with gymnastics. She can fight. She can hold her own. Quick. She's sneaky. She's basically another spy. She's literally just another spy. She can do whatever she wants. She does whatever she wants or whatever Tsukasa tells her. Basically, when Tsukasa's like, I have a mission for you, she will do it point blank. She will not say anything else. She will do what she is told. That's why Tsukasa likes her. And now we got Yo. Basically security. He basically ran the prison which Chrome got put in Season 2 because Chrome's going to get captured in Season 2 of Dr. Stone by the Tsukasa Empire. And he is held hostage, and Yo is one of the people that's holding him hostage and watching out for him up until Senku pulls up with a tank. Yeah, Senku made a whole tank and pulled up on everybody. That lets you know how crazy Season 2 is going to be. And then you also got Minami. Minami is basically Tsukasa's lover. She has no other purpose in the show but to be Tsukasa's lover. Yes, she's not a bad character. She doesn't really do too much, but she is basically there as to be Tsukasa's lover. Because again, Tsukasa, survival of the fittest, the strongest gets everything. So, of course, by that ideology, Tsukasa's like the strongest male gets all the women. So, hence, Minami. And then, within Tsukasa's empire, basically everybody fends for themselves. Like, Yuzuriha and Taiju are there. They're acting like Tsukasa doesn't know they're there, even though Tsukasa clearly knows that they're with him. But still, those two are pretty much fending for themselves. Everybody in Tsukasa Empire is fending for themselves. They can help each other and all, but you can't just do things and you don't pay for things. You take things, you ask for things, you don't pay for anything. It's survival of the fittest. You either help other people or you don't get help at all. You don't pay for anything. There's no currency in Tsukasa's empire. But at the same time, Tsukasa's also like, you have to be ready to fight at any given time because you never know. We are at war. We could go to fight Senku at any point. Senku could attack us, even though Tsukasa's thinking that's highly unlikely that Senku attacks them up until they take Chrome, which is the bait, but still. He's like, anything is possible. Be ready for a fight. Up until, again, Senku pulled up with a tank. So, I'm just going to continue laughing about that part. Now I'm going to explain Tsukasa's role in the Stone Wars. And as we all know, he's the reason the Stone Wars start in the first place. Basically, he attacked Senku's village to get Senku so Senku can't revive everybody. So Senku couldn't get to revival fluid. Because if Senku dies, Tsukasa's plan's pretty much guaranteed to work. But his plan isn't going to work as well as he thought because Senku figured out a way to make katanas and stuff. So Senku has the better weapons, but Tsukasa has the better fighters and the stronger fighters. So for Tsukasa's plan to work, he decides to do this. We are going to kidnap somebody from Senku's village and hold him hostage. So Tsukasa was basically inviting Senku to attack. Tsukasa knows that Senku's not an idiot, so he's trying to bait Senku in here. So either A, he can capture Senku, or B, Senku's gonna get himself killed. Or potentially, more villagers come and he takes more of them, so Senku's gonna take more of the blame, so he's going to have to force himself to give up. That was basically Tsukasa's plan. But when he kidnapped Chrome, Senku realized that we can't just march in there, so Senku decides to, you guessed it, because I've said it multiple times in this video already, make a whole freaking tank and just barge in. And the funny thing is, Tsukasa was like, what the hell? How did he do this? And that just proved on how Tsukasa was like, Tsukasa couldn't believe that Senku was this smart. Tsukasa knew about Senku's smart. Tsukasa knew that Senku could do amazing things. But he didn't expect this early into the fight. He didn't expect Senku to pull up with something that strong, that durable, and that fast out of nowhere. Like, so Tsukasa's like, oh crap, I'm gonna need help. So Hyoga comes in, Tsukasa, there's a big battle going on. But eventually Tsukasa and Hyoga start butting heads, and Hyoga realizes, yes, I am probably stronger than you, and he attacks Tsukasa. He stabs Tsukasa straight in the gut. Now Tsukasa's bleeding out, and Tsukasa's falling off of. He's literally just falling off a cliff. And Senku saw that. Senku saves Tsukasa. And it's crazy to think that throughout all they've been through, that Tsukasa and Senku have that much mutual respect for each other, that they will risk each other's lives even for each other, even though they're enemies. That's another thing I like about Tsukasa's villain. He's a good villain that even his adversaries respect him. Hyoga respected him. The only reason Hyoga attacked him is because Hyoga's like, if we're doing survival of the fittest, I can beat you. I have to prove that I'm stronger than you in order to be the king of this world. And Tsukasa respected that. Tsukasa gives respect where respect is due. That's the best part of his character. He's not arrogant. He knows when he can give respect to somebody. He knows when somebody has earned his respect. And when this happened, they end up falling down onto like the bank of a beach. And they end up having to fight some more. Senku uses his wits, outwits Hyoga, and then Tsukasa ends up fighting Hyoga again, injured, and beats Hyoga while injured, even though it was technically a 2-on-1 to be honest, but still. Tsukasa ends up beating Hyoga, but passes out due to his injuries. But in the midst of the fight, they do find Tsukasa's sister, who he has wanted to see for so long. And when they find it, Senku used the revival fluid on her, and Tsukasa, when he wakes up, he goes and sees her. Tsukasa's overcome with emotion because he realized that all he did for his sister, he doesn't have to do anymore. He doesn't have to hurt people. He doesn't have to do anything. Because at the end of the day, everything he did from the beginning was for his sister. And that's the best part about his character. He doesn't do anything for himself. He does it for his sister. When he realized that his sister was completely healed because the petrification process ends up healing people, he's like, my sister's alive, but I might not live long enough to see this. He's like, I may not live long enough to actually live a full life with the person I care about the most. So Senku came with the idea of cryogenically freezing Tsukasa. He realized that Tsukasa will die if they don't petrify him soon, but they don't have anything to petrify him with. So Senku's like, we have to leave Japan. We have to leave Japan in order to figure out a way to petrify Tsukasa and get him healed. But they realize that Tsukasa won't live that long for them to go leave Japan and then come back and revive him. But so basically Senku came up with the idea of cryogenically freezing him. They literally made a big ass refrigerator and froze Tsukasa. That's exactly what happened. They just freeze Tsukasa and said, we're going to make a ship. We're going to find something to petrify Tsukasa so we can heal him. Because they can't sew him back together because he already had bacteria and stuff in him, so they need to do something to heal him with the petrification process. That's to me is the perfect ending to the whole thing. And Tsukasa's sister was like, I just got back into this world. I just met my brother again. I've seen my brother for the first time in thousands of years, and I can't see him again. So Tsukasa's story is tragic. Like, he starts everything. He does everything for his sister. Ends up starting a war to save his sister. And he is the reason the war ends at the same time. And his end, put that in quotes, his end is him not being able to see his sister. Which to me is tragic. I'm not going to say what happens beyond Season 2 though. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'm not going to go too in depth into what happens after the Stone Wars arc and stuff. But if you guys want to know, I suggest reading the Dr. Stone manga. It's a really good manga. To me, it's one of the best shonen manga out right now. And it will please you in every way possible. I'm not going to tell you about Tsukasa's fate afterwards, after he's frozen. I'm not going to tell you what's happening right now in the manga. I want you guys to read it for yourself. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for all the support you've been giving me on my YouTube. I'll see you guys later.